As an entrepreneur, we know how to get stuff done. The challenge is, how do we enjoy getting done what we need to get done? We have an understanding of flow state. So our understanding of flow state is that we are doing an activity we love, like surfing, mountain climbing, or maybe writing. Could be checking spreadsheets or doing accounting for someone. It doesn't make any difference. And we love that activity so much, we're wrapped in it. And we're in this flow state until that activity is over. What if I told you you didn't need the activity? What if I told you that a flow state is different than being in flow? A flow state is when you have a condition in the world that you are engaged with that gives you a feeling of flow. In other words, something that is of temporary engagement. So it's something you have mastered and are doing at a high level that you love doing. That is a flow state. Flow is when you don't need the flow state because you have the feeling of flow all the time, unless you decide not to have it because you want to force results. When you have surrendered to yourself and the vision that you have in the world as an entrepreneur and everything that encompasses that, and you're connected deep into your true nature, and you've opened up this energy system inside yourself, you will be in flow. When you are in flow and you're taking action, it doesn't feel like work. You're not trying to do anything. You're in what I call open aperture focus. Open aperture focus is like this. In our society, everything we were taught is wrong. I'm not saying everything we were taught is ineffective. I'm not saying that everything we were taught isn't helpful. I'm just saying it's wrong. The idea in entrepreneurial circles is action and flow is about this. I'm in my lane. I'm time blocked. I've got my stuff to do. I got my list. My goals are aligned with my strategies and my tactics and my actions. I'm measuring everything. I got my KPIs. Top 1% entrepreneurs don't function this way. When you define top 1% entrepreneur as those of us who live in a state of freedom in our mind, which exists regardless of external results. A state of satisfaction around what we're doing because we know what we're doing matters to the evolution of the species, of humankind. Those are the types of visions that lead to satisfaction, not just solving pain points for problems. You think you can't do that. You think you have to be a Gandhi or a Martin Luther King or Mother Teresa. That's not true. Anybody can do this and move into that top 1% entrepreneur state. All you have to do is open yourself up and allow that to happen for you. Those of us who have a sense of happiness, where we know we're complete and nothing is missing, and that allows for a different kind of personal existence and personal life. The way this tracks back to action as an entrepreneur is that existing in that flow state requires opening the 5 energetic centers. There's more, but this is all we're talking about here, inside yourself. Mission, vision, personality, action, and patterns. Action is simple. There's only 4 choices. You only have one. It's simple. Lead, energize, synthesize, or integrate. When you are doing those things, you have opened up that flow inside yourself. It is not a flow state. It's flow. It's not dependent on what you're doing. or whether you're good at the thing you're engaged in, or whether you love doing the thing that you're engaged in. Those are external factors. You need nothing external, ever, when you're living in the magical world. I know it's a crazy statement, right? There's two different planes of existence. There's the ordinary world and there's the magical world of clarity experiences, where you see beyond the veil. You see the truth of who you are and how it works and what you're supposed to be doing. Leaping into that state happens for everyone who opens themselves up to the opportunity to do it. That is what taking the red pill is all about. That's what it leads to. Everyone can do that, but not everyone will. That's why only 1% of the entrepreneurs are going to enter that state of real flow, not conditional flow. If I'm leading, I'm on it. It's that simple. That's me. Energizing. If you're an energizing preference, if your action preference is energizing, energize all the time. Do your accountant. When you're doing your accounting for your business, if you can't afford an accountant or whatever, that's unlikely if you're listening to this video. People here are successful. But let's say you're doing something you really don't want to do that drains your energy. There's a way to do it in an energizing way where you're in flow. When you practice that, you know how to open up that part of yourself. Integrating, you're bringing together people. You're bringing together environments. You're bringing together different types of disparate situations. When you know that about yourself, when you're in action, you're thinking about that, embodying that, and doing that all the time. Synthesizing. It's the same thing as integrating. It's just not with people as much. People are riding on top of whatever's being synthesized. Systems, technologies, processes, color palettes, cooking, restaurant menus. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're synthesizing, when you're doing that, you're in flow. But, and here's the secret to this, you don't have to be doing it to be in flow. You can be thinking it. My state of being is to live in the world of my preference in my mind. I have everything that I want. I'm complete without always having the external results. When you do that, your action preference happens not only in the plane of the world, but it's happening inside your mind. And that's why it's possible to stay in constant flow, unless you interrupt it. These are things we let out because we've opened up. And when we let it out and we open up, it happens. And it will always happen for you when you learn how to tap into it. So I'm going to give you something to get you started on this. Spend 30 minutes a day doing this. There's 5 steps. You must be by yourself. You must get into a state of calm, meditative quality to it. A state of connecting with nature is ideal. Do not meditate, though. Don't do anything. No mindfulness practices. That comes later. That's not going to work. It won't work. Mindfulness and meditation are not going to work if you don't do this other part. The first part is you check in with yourself. What's happening? What's going on with me right now? What do I want? Where am I going? What happened yesterday? Listen carefully to the answer. It will tell you what to do. Second phase. That answer or that question sparks an emotion, a feeling deep inside yourself. More than an emotion, it's more of a feeling. An emotion is something that sort of sparks. A feeling is something that's inside, that's been there, existing inside a pattern lodged in your body. So that feeling needs to be woken up. I don't care if it's painful or not. You go there. Phase 2 is go there. What is this feeling telling me, and what is the opportunity inside this feeling? If I know what's underneath this feeling, what will I get? How will it help me? That's what it's there for. It's there to help you. It is subconscious. You're not aware of the feeling pattern. It's a feeling thought loop buried inside your body. Allow it to come up. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do any mindset work. All you have to do is experience it and ask yourself, what is on the other side of this? That's it. Can't do this in your mind. You have to do this in your body. It's a mind-body connection. The third part of the 30 minutes, you can do this quick. I've been doing this or something like this since September 20th of 2020. You can do this in 30 minutes, believe it or not. The third part is to visualize your future state. So you're in action, you're leading, you're energizing, you're synthesizing, you're integrating. What's it like? What is that world like? What is it like to exist in that world? You can visualize it, you can think about it, whatever, it doesn't matter. Exist in that world. Step 4, ask yourself, what do I have to do to make this happen? Listen to the answer. The answer will come. It will not be what you think it is. It may just be a hint of, walk the dog this afternoon. Or, you haven't been to the bookstore in a while. Or, maybe you should talk to Joe. Do it. Always, even if you don't want to. That is where that's where the magic comes. When you follow that, when you surrender to that little voice inside and you do what it says, magic will happen in your life. The 5th step is, what do I do now? In other words, what's my plan for today? I don't plan anything. I don't set goals. I ask the question, what am I doing now? What do I do today? And I do what I'm told by myself. There's a part of yourself that knows everything. You must listen to that part of yourself. When you embody these 5 different energetic patterns inside yourself of mission, vision, personality, action, and patterns, your life will change. It will open up. And that 5-step, 30-minute process will really, really start to work for you.